Fight fans, it is time for Boxing Scene's top stories only on ProBox TV, your boxing channel. I am George D. Metellus, and we'd like to remind you to download the app where apps are available. You get the whole experience, including watching fights, news, and so much more on the ProBox TV app. And you can listen to top stories audio form where podcasts are available. I'm joined by the champions. We got Chris Algieri, and we got Paulie Malignaggi joining us here on Top Stories. Well, another ProBox TV alumnus is fighting for a world title. I'm telling you, ProBox is just cranking out these great fighters, as it was announced that RONNY Rios will challenge Nick Ball for the WBA featherweight title October 5th in Liverpool, Nick Ball's backyard. All right, Chris, what does Rios have in this fight that could possibly beat Ball and at least give him a competitive fight?
Oh, Rios is class. I mean, we had him on our air. He had 2 years out of the ring, came in, fought a pretty tough guy, and looked impressive. He took off that ring rust, that 2-year ring rust, pretty quick. Went right to it, started really fast. Was a back and forth kind of fight, but super, super aggressive. Found his power shots early. But really, once he got going, once he found his rhythm, he showed the class that he has. He is a world-class guy, and another one of our ProBox alumnus who is using the ProBox platform as a great way to position themselves in big world title clashes that the world can see. RONNY Rios is one of those guys. As soon as he came on the air, I was like, all right, this is another level type of fighter, even for our air. So the fact that he's getting his shot is not surprising to me from what he's done in the past. So looking forward to this matchup. And man, Nick Ball is a super fun champion. You know, he's a bowling ball, like I like to call him, because he likes to put his head in your chest and bang away with both hands. Very, very exciting fighter. Doesn't mind scrapping and getting hit. And so does RONNY Rios. So you got two guys who are going to meet in the center of the ring, and I think they're going to let guns, let their guns fly and make for a great fight.
Yeah, the 130-pound division is a weight class with some solid, good fighters, but there's not really any superstar potential there, or at least not at the moment. So all these guys are going to have to fight each other in order to try to break through into a bit of stardom. And that's where these little fun matchups are easier to make. These weight classes like this, I tend to be a fan of, because when you got too many stars in a weight class, they start to, sort of position themselves in their own lanes and nobody enters it, and the guys don't start to cross into each other, a lot like we're sort of getting at 140 pounds. But at 130 pounds, it's a lot of fun, really. And Ball is one of those guys. He's a lot of fun, and he's shown that he's a lot of fun, and he's in your face kind of fighter. But Rios, you talk about the advantages Rios has. He got ProBox TV as an advantage, man. I mean, he comes in, you got to win on ProBox TV. You get battle tested on ProBox TV, and then, you move on to bigger and better things if you're able to get battle tested and come through with flying colors. And that's what Rios did. The champ brings out a good point. He worked off the ring rust by starting fast in that fight. That was so impressed with that, because usually you got 2 years off. You're trying to maybe touch here, touch there, see what works, see what's working, what's not working, especially the timing with the 8-ounce gloves. You're in the gym with 16-ounce gloves, you're working, or 14-ounce gloves, whatever you spar with, you're working. But that timing with the smaller gloves, you don't get unless you're fighting, and Rios hadn't fought in a while. But so he's like, how am I going to get this timing? I had the training, I'm just going to go right in there and fight. I love that mentality. I love that dig-in mentality. And of course, as a champ mentioned as well, once the fight got going, you can start to see the class that he was. Rios is a guy who's accomplished some things in the weight class. He's been a guy, prior to the layoff, who was pretty well known in the weight class. So these champions need name fighters like this. They want to build up their resumes. Now, whether Ball beats Rios is another thing. That'll be part of the allure of the fight. But nonetheless, you can see the reasoning behind why Ball made this fight, and it's one we're looking forward to. And of course, again, you're happy that you see guys coming on the network, ProBox TV, now that the network sort of has built up legs over the course of time, and you're starting to see the results of fighters that fight on this network. Now it's sort of built up its own resume in a lot of ways, and where constant winners of our Wednesday night fight series now are starting to show some class here, and they're starting to get picked up for these big fights, and some of them, like Angelo Leo, are even winning world championships.
Yeah, you read my mind, Paulie. I was just going to say Angelo Leo kind of setting a precedent for the ProBox TV alumnus to do well. Let's see if RONNY Rios does the same in Liverpool. October 5th for the WBA featherweight title against Nick Ball. RONNY Rios, ProBox TV alumnus, doing big things. And we'd like to remind you that you can scan the QR code and check out our app. Download the app where apps are available, because on the app, you can see Wednesday Night Fights, the best live fight series in all of boxing. I am George D. Metellus. Thank you for watching Boxing Scene's Top Stories.
Wednesday Night Fights. Dynamite action on Wednesday Night Fights every other Wednesday on your boxing channel.
Coming up on your next Wednesday Night Fights, August 21st. Former Unified World Champion Swift Jarrett Hurd takes on former Unified World Champion Jason Banana Rosario.
Live from the ProBox Event Center in Plant City. Get your tickets at proboxtv.com or take your chances at the door. Wednesday Night Fights.
For more ProBox TV, scan the QR code on the screen or go to the App Store and Google Play. ProBox TV, your boxing channel.